Buongiorno everyone, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. Happy Friday, Premier League is back tomorrow. Gives Newcastle United a chance to get back on track. I mean, we are unbeaten in our last 5 Premier League games, but let's quickly put that disappointment of the Dortmund defeat on Wednesday behind us and get back to winning ways in the Premier League. Hopefully, we've got the Wolves preview to talk about. We've got some big news coming out of Eddie Howe's press conference, the positive news, to be fair, which you're all probably aware of by now. We're still going to discuss something here, and I want to hear what you think in the comments as always. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I've said in the title, I've started off with this top. This is it. I'm wearing it right now. Bold claim in the title. This new top is the best Newcastle top ever. Jeremy Clarkson style, Top Gear days, ever. Well, ever may be a bit bold, but definitely in recent times. Definitely in recent times for me, this top is my favourite. It really is. I mean, the detail on it now, you can see it on me. I think the fitting's spot on, the quality's really good, and for Cousteau, it's really good. I mean, it did take 2 months nearly for this top to be delivered. I was speaking to Rob the other day in town on the Champions League night before I went to the game, and he was saying he was looking for it in the club shop and it's still not there. Not sure if it's in there yet. I went in about 6 weeks ago, it wasn't there, and that's when I ordered this, and about 7-8 weeks later it's finally came. So it's been a long time in the coming. We first saw it when the lads wore it at the San Siro for the Milan game, and I was like, ooh, I fancy a bit of that. I even liked it all the way up from level 77 in the San Siro, and then when I got to home I was eager to get it. And it took ages to come, as always. That's why people don't like Cousteau. But I've got to say, the designs this season from Cousteau, I think they've been class. I think these are the 3 nicest kits we've had in a long time. Long time. But obviously I'm buzzing for Adidas to come back. I can't wait to get those 3 stripes back. Retro feel to it, 90s vibes and all that. But just because they're a much bigger, better brand, aren't they? But I've got to say, the designs on the kits this season from Cousteau are spot on for me. They really are. I really like the home, the away and the third are all lush, to be fair, this season. Like I said, best ever. Could be a stretch, but for me, I like different things. I like things that stand out, and this definitely ticks those boxes, doesn't it? I mean, all the flash neon colours, bit of difference, and some might think it's too busy. There is a lot going on in this shirt. You've got the stadium in there, you've got the St James Park gates in there, you've got kit numbers in there, magpies, all sorts going on. The roof of the stadium, Sir Bobby Robson is even on this quarter zip jacket. And you can get the t-shirt version as well, where it's black and then more of this pattern is just on the bottom of it. That's also very nice. Very spenny, expensive if you're wondering and you don't know. This was £70, £76 by the time it got delivered. And the t-shirt's about 50 quid, the pants are like 65, so it's quite easy to spend an absolute fortune. I have certainly done that this season. But I tell you what, I like supporting the club, wearing the colours proudly, wearing the badge proudly. Not that one, this one. But like I said, I'll big up Cousteau for the designs. Just again, the quality. It feels like it on this one, but I've had issues with the home kit. I know a lot of people had issues with other things, like mainly the delivery side of stuff and stock issues, and then prints. Obviously, every Champions League badge was terrible at the start, wasn't it? It was all falling off and stuff, but apparently that was an issue at the club shop of how long they had to heat it and stuff. But it hasn't been the best, but that's why you want the best back. Adidas, the big global brands, because they will hopefully know what they're doing and have plenty of stock, and will surely bring out loads and loads of merchandise or kit designs and ranges, because you've seen what they've done at Arsenal. They had bloody London Underground range, so can't wait for the Metro range in Newcastle. Well, there's loads going on in this top, but I'm a big fan of it. Really am. Like I said, it's my favourite design in a long time. And it's going to be a nice touch to have this for a while, I think, because this will be obviously the last Cousteau thing, but mainly our first item of clothing in the Champions League for the last 2 decades. And then we can look back at that and be like, this was the first real season since the takeover where we've grew and we're in the Champions League. And this is obviously the Champions League warm-up top. This is when the only time they really wear it is when they are doing the drills and warming up for those Champions League nights. So best ever might be a stretch. We love the 90s stuff, don't we? The brown ale and all that. That's the best, but huge fan of this one. If not ever, definitely in the last 20 years, since Adidas left, to be honest with you. Since Adidas left. I'm a huge admirer of this one, so let me know in the comments what you think of it. It may not be everyone's cup of tea. They may think, oh, nah, I don't like how the bloody glowy colours, do you know what I mean? But me, I'm enjoying it. I like it. So I'm putting that bold claim out there. Anyways, let's move on to the football side of stuff now, not just my opinion on clothing. Newcastle v Wolves, or Wolves v Newcastle, should we say. We're at Molineux tomorrow, 5:30 kick-off, live on Sky Sports. I think it's Sky Sports, isn't it? Or TNT? One of the two. You'll see it. It's definitely on TV. And it's not going to be an easy game. It never is there, to be honest with you. Newcastle quite struggle down in old Wolverhampton. We really do. I mean, it's going to be 1-1. I'll get the score prediction out of the way now. 1-1. It always is. It is always a 1-1 against Wolves. You've seen the top one win underneath this, last season's away one. Maxi scored that scream on the last minute, the volley from outside the box. And that was another draw. And it's very often that's the case down there. You know, it was the last win, 2016 for Newcastle at Molineux. So it's a long time coming. And the problem with this game, obviously, is coming off the back of that Wednesday night defeat. A quick turnaround. Eddie Howe and the boys left this afternoon. What they had, a day or two training. Do you know what I mean? It's not much at all. Got the travel down there, they'll wake up there tomorrow, so that's better, but the injury crisis is there, and that's what I've put in the thumbnail, you know, forward crisis, because we've seen some news come out this morning that we knew was going to be the case after Wednesday night. Eddie Howe's confirmed some nasty injuries. Jacob Murphy being one of them, dislocated his shoulder. He's likely to be out for months. Eddie Howe said he's going to have a scan later today, but he's likely to be out for months, Murphy. That's a massive loss after what I think is his best performance ever against Palace last weekend. 2 assists and a goal. That's a big blow for him and the Toon. You know, right-hand side now. If Almiron gets injured, we've got near the right winger. So we're knackered there as well. Because on the left, we've only got Gordon. Barnes is obviously out until the new year still. And now Isak is out. So we've only got one striker in Callum Wilson, who, as we know, it's tend to be the case when Wilson gets injured, not if. He's just came back from injury himself. And he is our only fit and recognised striker, as Isak is having a reoccurring groin problem that is likely to leave him out until the next international break. We've only just got over the last international break. We've only been back a week, and he's going to be out until the November international break. There's reports that he could be out for the next 5 games. Eddie Howe didn't confirm that, but he's definitely not going to be there tomorrow, and he probably won't be there for the next few weeks, few games. So that's a massive loss when you've got Man U coming up next Wednesday in the Carabao Cup, then Arsenal at home next Saturday, and then Dortmund away the following week. Loads of games, loads of different competitions, and loads of injuries. So he was asked in the presser today, Eddie Howe, about the forward situation, and he said Gordon could play there down the middle, Joe Linton could play there. Not ideal. Not ideal at all, is it? Because then who goes to the left? One of the good news is obviously Willock's back, so he could go to the left flank, rotate like him and Joe Linton did last season a bit. But one positive to come out of the press conference. Oh, and also, before we get into the positives, we may as well get all the negatives out of the way. Elliot Anderson. Elliot Anderson, who's going to have a big chance to shine now that Tonali's ban is pending. Going to be announced any minute, maybe. Might even be announced. This video could be a waste of time. I'm recording this in the afternoon. It'll go out tonight. You know, the Italian authorities may have changed their mind. But for now, Anderson had a chance to really come into the fold, impress, stake a claim, be there as backup on the bench at least. He's going to be out with a bizarre back injury for 8 weeks. Oh, a couple of months out for Geordie Maradona. Elliot Anderson. Eddie Howe's confirmed it. He said it was a bit of a weird back injury, woke up with back pain, and now he got scans done. He's going to be out for 8 weeks. So that's a huge blow for him. That's the injury list. Who's out? Botman's still out as well. He's no closer to coming back. But one that is back obviously is Willock. We know that. He came back on the other night against Dortmund. But one positive to really take out the press conference was the news that Sandro Tonali is currently, at the time of recording, 3 p.m, Friday, 27th of October, fit and available for Saturday's game at Wolves. He is going to be selected. He's travelling. He has travelled with the team. And the ban that we all thought was going to be announced by the end of this week, the 10-month ban. I mean, yesterday the Italian authorities released a statement and everything, signalling that this ban was in place, it was done, it's happening. They outlaid all the rules and laws and regulations that Tonali's got to follow for the next 10 months, the rehab that he's got to do. We know that he's obviously, they said he can still train with Newcastle, which is a big plus, but he can play tomorrow, which is an even bigger plus. You know, the ban hasn't came into effect yet. We don't know what's going on, what the hold-up is, but thankfully he is available and he will be travelling to Wolves, and hopefully that doesn't change over the weekend and he can still play on Saturday. So that's a big plus to have Tonali available for selection. Tonali winner tomorrow, screamer, outraged by everyone. Would love to see it. We would love to see it. But not taking Wolves lightly, mind. Let's quickly touch on Wolves before we wrap things up. Good side under Gary O'Neill. I think Gary O'Neill's a decent manager. Good up and coming young coach. Shocking by Bournemouth to sack him. Went for the fancy Spanish name because it sounded better than Gary. Well, it hasn't paid off, has it? because Gary's doing a very good job at Wolves, and Bournemouth are winless so far this season. They're struggling, and that Spaniard could be sacked this weekend if they lose to Burnley. Bournemouth there, but Gary O'Neill, like I said, good job at Wolves. They've got some good players, especially going forward. We could really do with lending some of their forwards this weekend, to be fair. You know, your Mateus Cunhas, your Wang Hee-chan, the Korean guy, as Pep called him, but, you know, I'll use his name because I'm respectful. He always has a good game against us, and then obviously Pedro Neto's on fire at the minute, isn't he? So that's going to be an interesting little battle for Dan Burn or Trippier. He can rotate flanks, so it's not going to be easy. Listen, Wolves at home, they'll be dead up for it. We always seem to draw there, like I've said. They've got dangerous players who could hurt us. I'm going to be positive and say 1-0. I'm going to go 1-0 Newcastle, Tonali. 1-0 Tonali. But honestly, if someone said he has 50 quid, what do you want to put it on? I'd say 1-1. Gamma responsibly. Tonali, I'm not joking about it. Yeah, I would say it's going to be a draw again. But I'm going to be positive. I'll back the boys. 1-0 win. 1-0 win. Make sure you drop your score predictions in the comments below. Subscribe to my Magpie Channel TV and enjoy yourself.